Active recall. Active recall is the practice of forcing your brain to retrieve information without looking at the answer. Instead of rereading notes, you close the book and try to explain the concept from memory. This method became widely discussed in modern cognitive psychology because research showed that retrieval strengthens neural pathways more effectively than passive review. What makes it different is the effort involved. Struggling to remember is not a sign of failure, it is the mechanism that builds long-term retention. For exams, this matters because most tests require recall under pressure, not recognition. Spaced repetition. Spaced repetition is the strategy of reviewing material at increasing intervals over time. The idea traces back to early memory studies in the 19th century, when researchers observed that forgetting follows a predictable curve. By revisiting content just before it fades, you interrupt that curve and reinforce memory. Unlike cramming, which compresses review into a short window, spaced repetition spreads effort across days or weeks. Its importance lies in efficiency. You spend less total time relearning and retain information far longer. Exam simulation. Exam simulation involves practicing under conditions that mirror the real test. This includes timing yourself, limiting resources, and answering full sets of questions in one sitting. The concept comes from performance psychology, where athletes rehearse in conditions similar to competition. What sets it apart is realism. It prepares not only knowledge, but also emotional control. When the actual exam arrives, the environment feels familiar rather than threatening, which reduces panic and sharpens focus. Error analysis. Error analysis is the deliberate review of mistakes to understand their cause. Instead of simply marking an answer wrong and moving on, you examine whether the error came from misunderstanding, misreading, or lack of knowledge. This approach gained attention in academic training programs that focus on continuous improvement. Its value lies in precision. Each mistake becomes data. Over time, patterns appear, allowing you to correct weaknesses before they repeat in the exam room. Strategic time allocation. Strategic time allocation means deciding in advance how much time to spend on each section or question. Standardized testing systems often reward speed combined with accuracy, making time management essential. Unlike general studying, this strategy focuses on pacing decisions during the test itself. It is important because unfinished sections cost points, regardless of knowledge. A clear plan prevents overinvestment in one difficult question, while easier points remain unanswered. Conceptual mapping. Conceptual mapping is the practice of organizing ideas visually through diagrams that show relationships between topics. This method became popular in educational theory as teachers searched for ways to deepen understanding rather than memorization. Its strength lies in structure. Instead of isolated facts, you see connections. In exams that test reasoning or application, understanding how concepts link together often makes the difference between partial and full credit. Interleaving practice involves mixing different topics or problem types within a single study session. Traditional study habits often group similar exercises together, but research in learning science found that alternating topics improves discrimination and flexibility. What makes it distinct is variation. The brain must constantly adjust, which strengthens adaptability. In exams where question types are unpredictable, this flexibility allows quicker recognition of what method to apply. Mental rehearsal. Mental rehearsal is the act of visualizing yourself performing calmly and successfully during the exam. Used for decades in sports and performance arts, it trains the mind to associate pressure with control rather than fear. This strategy differs from content review because it focuses on emotional readiness. Its importance lies in confidence. When your mind has already experienced the situation in detail, the real moment feels manageable. Sleep consolidation. Sleep consolidation refers to the process by which the brain stabilizes and integrates new information during sleep. Neuroscience has shown that memory traces are replayed and strengthened during certain sleep stages. Unlike late-night cramming, which sacrifices rest, this strategy respects biological limits. Its importance is practical. Without adequate sleep, recall weakens and concentration declines, regardless of preparation. Selective depth review. Selective depth review is the focused reinforcement of high-value topics based on exam weight or frequency. Many testing systems emphasize recurring themes, and experienced educators often identify these patterns. What makes this approach different is prioritization. Rather than treating all content equally, you allocate deeper attention to areas most likely to appear. This does not ignore other material, but it recognizes that strategic emphasis can maximize scoring potential within limited study time.